What's up? In tonight's video, I want to talk about why you should avoid dating insecure women. Now, the same holds true if you're a woman. You should probably avoid dating insecure men, but the majority of my audience are men that are seeking dating advice and or women who are just eavesdropping on men's dating advice. So we're gonna title this video why men should avoid insecure women. Now, the first thing that I want you to understand is there's a big difference between the strategy of a confident woman and the strategy of a confident man. There's a big difference between the strategy of a confident woman and the strategy of an insecure woman. So, confident people in general are confident with themselves, right? Based on their skills, their talents, how attractive they are, their looks, their charm, their charisma, their achievements, their accomplishments. You know, they have this solid foundation of positive things that create their confidence. You know, it has been confirmed by the world that they are worthy of good things. They are worthy of, you know, whatever it is they want in life. They deserve good things because, you know, they have what it takes and they believe in themselves. So when you are dating a confident woman, she doesn't have to manipulate, play any tricks, or do any crazy things because she is good enough as she is. But when you are dating an insecure woman, what makes her insecure? She's insecure because maybe she either A, doesn't have the talent, the skills, the attractiveness, the charisma, the charm, you know, the achievements, the accolades, whatever. Either she doesn't have all of that stuff, or inside she feels like she doesn't have all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, because she feels like she's lacking, her strategy in dating and attracting men is going to be totally different. This is where you are going to see a lot of mind games, you know. Just like you see from dudes in the manosphere, like most of the guys in the manosphere that give dating advice, they're very insecure. So they give you bizarre strategies and tricks to try to keep a woman reeled in. Well, women are the same way. You know, if they're insecure, they're going to do things like, for example, you know, you might meet a woman, an insecure woman, and she might really come on to you like she likes you a lot. And all of a sudden she'll pull back, or she'll just like ghost on you. You know what I mean? And it confuses you, right? Because you're like, well, what the hell just happened? This girl was so into me, and you know, she was a little bit insecure, but let's face it, as guys, when you see a woman that's insecure, it's like endearing. It's kind of cute. But if a woman sees a guy that's insecure, he's pathetic. But that'd be a whole different video. But anyways, you know, you're attracted to her, you think she's cool, she's a little insecure, but you're willing to work with it. And all of a sudden she abandons you. You know, what the fuck just happened? And you know, a lot of times guys will go into this pathetic try-hard mode trying to get this girl back, right? Because, you know, they thought there was something there, and they're running through things in their head like, you know, what's going on? Does she think that I'm going to leave her? Or, you know, guys will, you know, overthink things in their head, but in reality, that's this girl's strategy. She's not confident with herself. She doesn't feel like she's good enough to keep you without these sort of games. And there's a lot of books out there for women to read. There's a lot of female dating coaches that teach women to do this sort of thing, to keep a guy hooked, to keep a guy interested. And let's be honest, like on her end, it might be a fun game. She might feel like, wow, this is really working. She's actually able to attain the kind of guys that she wanted to attain, that she never was able to attain, just by using these tricks and these strategies, these manipulation tactics. But, let's be honest. On your end, it's just a fucking headache. It's stressful, right? It's a bunch of bullshit. And to make things worse, the emotional roller coaster gets you addicted and gets you hooked in. You shouldn't be with her. You should have quit this shit a long time ago because it's fucking irritating you and causing all these problems for you. But you can't leave her because her manipulation was strong enough to keep you hooked in. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that you only deal with insecure women. And what I just described there is like the strategy that they all use almost every time, And a lot of you guys will know what I'm talking about if you're constantly dealing with these types of women, which a lot of you guys are, because I would say probably about 65-70% of women are insecure. So you're going to get games from them. That's just should go without saying. So I guess the question to ask here is, if you meet an insecure woman and you decide that you want to deal with this, like you don't care what sort of struggles you're going to go through, she's the one that you want to be with. What sort of an approach should you take? And a lot of insecure dudes in the manosphere that play the same feminine games that insecure women play, they'll tell you shit like, destroy a woman's ego, right? She's playing these games, then, she thinks that she can get away with anything, whatever. So destroy a woman's ego. If you try to destroy an insecure woman's ego, what sort of a result do you think you're going to get when she's already like, the reason why she's so fucked up is because she feels fucked up about herself? Do you think making her feel even worse about herself is going to resolve this issue? Like, that's got to be the dumbest logic I've ever seen in my life. Like, it'd be one thing for you to walk away from her and just say, you know what? I'm not walking away as a strategy or a trick. I'm walking away because I just don't want to deal with this shit. I want to move on and find something else. That's one thing, But if you're going to play games to try to destroy her ego and make her feel bad about herself, you're only going to cause a toxic cycle of each of you trying to one-up each other and make each other, she's going to try just to hurt you and destroy your ego, then you're going to do the same thing back to her. That's a pathetic cycle to be in. Two grown adults should never be in that cycle. So my opinion, if you actually want to make things work with an insecure woman, you got to build up her confidence. You got to do your best to make her feel like she is good enough as she is. Like she doesn't have to play all these games. Dude, some of you guys are just too fucking red pill. And like, I understand looking out for red flags, but like, guys are so fucking red pill. They're like, oh, if a girl has tattoos, if she has piercings, if she has any kids, if she has student loan debt, if she has whatever. And a lot of guys eliminate their whole pool of women to choose from because they're so red pill. They're looking out for all these red flags. In reality, in the real world, if you want to have any type of a meaningful relationship, if you're a purple-pilled guy, you could say, you're going to have to work with other people's problems. Like whatever she comes along with, you're going to have to be able to work with that. And the better you are at working these problems out, the better the relationship's going to be, and the better you are going to be at relationships and with women. So if a woman's biggest problem is that she's insecure, the best way to work that problem out is to fix her insecurities. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make you a simp. That makes you a fucking man. What if you get her pregnant and that's the mother of your children? Don't you want the mother of your children to be performing at a high level? You know, don't you want her to be the best she can be and feel the best about herself that she possibly can? Like, shouldn't that make sense? So, you know, it's not an easy task to make somebody with low self-esteem, somebody that's insecure, all of a sudden feel good about themselves. But, you know, when you see them starting to go in one of these downward spirals, like you can see it in their eyes, they're starting to feel bad again. You know, you gotta change things around a little bit. Let them know, you know, things are gonna be okay. You know, you are fine the way you are. Like, you have to learn to be able to do that. Stop being so red pill that you just think you can't do any of that stuff. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a good idea. And I'm not getting soft on you guys. I'm just saying, if you want to work a problem out, you got to come up with a logical solution. And that's the only logical solution to this problem. Now, me personally, I titled this video this way for a reason, because I think you should avoid insecure women altogether. But if you are going to deal with one, that's something you got to think about. Anyways, guys, it's actually starting to rain and I'm getting pretty close to being home. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off. But it's been nice shooting the shit with you guys, but I got to bounce. Later.